envy? If so, you'll remember how insidious their initial appearance was. Subtly, they emitted hateful suggestions to your receptive ear, and gradually, with the continuity of these suggestions, you ended up seeing through the green prism of envy or jealousy. Envy affects. You'll recall how it began to grow within you until you could hardly rid yourself. Everything seemed green, this big green. Just this time, a wedge is introduced that will eventually break the resolution. It is also very important to know that the more you resist temptation, the stronger your resolution becomes. Act on your resolution as early and as often as possible, because with every manifestation of thought in action, your resolution grows stronger each time you support it with an action. You reinforce the original resolution. The mind has been compared to a folded sheet of paper. From that moment on, it tends to fold back onto the same crease, unless we create a new fold that will be followed thereafter. These folds represent habits, and each time we create or form one, it becomes easier for the mind to fold onto those same creases. Therefore, we must have the right mental folds. Chapter 10. The Psychology of Emotion. It is possible to consider emotions independently of habits. We can easily consider acquiring habits of action and even thought, but we can also consider emotions as linked to feeling and quite distinct from intellectual effort. However, despite the distinction between the two, both largely depend on habit. One can suppress, increase, develop, and change their own emotions in the same way that habits can be regulated in actions and perspectives. Psychology supports the axiom that emotions deepen through repetition. If a person allows a particular sensation to take hold of them, it becomes easier for them to succumb to that same emotion a second time, and so on until that emotion or particular sensation becomes a habit for them. If an undesirable emotion seems inclined to settle permanently within you, it would be best to start working to get rid of it, or at least to master it. And the best time to do so is in the beginning, as each repetition further roots the habit, making it more challenging to rid oneself of it. Have you ever felt jealousy or envy? If so, you'll recall how insidious their initial appearance was. Subtly they emitted hateful suggestions to your receptive ear, and gradually, with the continuity of these suggestions, you ended up seeing through the green prism of envy or jealousy. Envy affects bile and poisons the blood, which is why it's associated with the color green. You'll remember how it began to grow within you until you could hardly rid yourself of it. The next time, it will be easier for you to feel envy or jealousy. It seemed to attract all sorts of objects that seemed to justify your suspicions and sensations. Everything seemed green, that big green monster. The same goes for every sensation or emotion. If you give in to anger, it will be easier for you to feel anger the next time, even in the face of a minor provocation. There will come a moment when we must exert our best efforts, and it depends on us now that when the need arises, we are ready to act automatically and almost instinctively, without even thinking about it, or to struggle to break free from what opposes what we desire at that moment. We must remain vigilant at all times to avoid the formation of bad habits. What may seem harmless today or even tomorrow could prove very harmful if it were to become a particular habit. If you found yourself in a situation where you had to answer the question, which of these two things should be the best response? The answer would be, I will do what I would like to become a habit for me. In shaping a new habit or breaking an old one, we must undertake this task with as much enthusiasm as possible to gain as much ground as possible before the energy dissipates when confronted with the friction of already formed opposing habits. We must start by creating as intense an impression as possible in the subconscious, then remain constantly on guard against the temptation to break the new resolution by saying, just this time. This idea of just this time cancels more good resolutions than any other cause. When you give in to just this time, you introduce a wedge that will eventually break the resolution. It is also very important to know that the more you resist temptation, the stronger your resolution becomes. Act on your resolution as early and as often as possible, because with each manifestation of thought into action, your resolution grows stronger. Each time you support it with action, you reinforce the original resolution. The mind has been compared to a folded sheet of paper. From that moment on, it always tends to fold back onto the same crease unless we create a new fold that will be followed thereafter. These folds represent habits, and each time we create or form one, it becomes easier for the mind to fold onto those same creases. Therefore, we must have the right mental folds. Chapter 10. The Psychology of Emotion. It is possible to consider emotions independently of habits. We can easily consider acquiring habits of action and even thought, but we can also consider emotions as linked to feeling and quite distinct from intellectual effort. However, despite the distinction between the two, both largely depend on habit. One can suppress, increase, develop, and change their own emotions in the same way that habits can be regulated in actions and perspectives. Psychology supports the axiom that emotions deepen through repetition. If a person allows a particular sensation to take hold of them, it becomes easier for them to succumb to that same emotion a second time, and so on, until that emotion or particular sensation becomes a habit for them. If an undesirable emotion seems inclined to settle permanently within you, it would be best to start working to get rid of it, or at least to master it. And the best time to do so is in the beginning, as each repetition further roots the habit, making it more challenging to rid oneself of it. Have you ever felt jealousy or envy? If so, you'll recall how insidious their initial appearance was. Subtly, they emitted hateful suggestions to your receptive ear, and gradually, with the continuity of these suggestions, you ended up seeing through the green prism of envy or jealousy. Envy affects bile and poisons the blood, which is why it's associated with the color green. You'll remember how it began to grow within you until you could hardly rid yourself of it. The next time, it will be easier for you to feel envy or jealousy. It seemed to attract all sorts of objects that seemed to justify your suspicions and sensations. The habit of feeling and acting with pettiness does not take long to take root in a new environment whenever it is encouraged to do so. Worry is a great habit that tends to swell people. They start worrying about important things and end up doing it for trifles, so the least insignificance preoccupies and disturbs them. They imagine that all sorts of misfortunes are going to happen to them. If they undertake a journey, they are sure they will crash or sink. If they receive a telegram, it surely contains horrible news. If a child seems a little quiet, the worried mother thinks only of their sickness and death. If the husband seems pensive and preoccupied with his affairs, the good wife is convinced that he is beginning to stop loving her and bursts into tears. It's an endless story. Worry, worry, worry. And the more you indulge in it, the stronger the habit becomes. In no time, this continuous thought turns into action. Not only is the mind poisoned by these sad thoughts, but the forehead begins to show deep wrinkles between the brows, and the voice adopts that hoarse and plaintive tone so common among worried people. The mental state known as criticism is another emotion that grows with exercise. First, you find a flaw here, then in something else, and eventually in everything. The person becomes a chronic complainer, a burden to friends and family, someone strangers prefer to avoid. Women can become great complainers, not because men are better, but simply because a complaining man can rid himself of that habit thanks to other men who won't tolerate his nonsense. He realizes he's only making his situation worse and gets rid of the habit, while a woman is more likely to stay in it because this constant grumbling is just a matter of habit. It is born and grows from a small seed. Each time you indulge in it, it takes root, a branch or tendril, rooting itself more and more in the one who provides the ground for it to grow. Envy, lack of generosity, or gossiping are habits of this kind. The seeds are dormant in each of us and only need good ground and a little water to grow strong and powerful. Every time you give in to these negative emotions, it becomes easier for you to fall back into them or into others similar. Sometimes, encouraging an unworthy emotion creates the conditions for the development of an entire family of these mental weeds. However, this is not an orthodox preaching against sin or bad thoughts. It is simply to draw your attention to the law underlying the psychology of emotion. It is not a novelty. It is as old as the world, but many of us have forgotten it. If you want to constantly manifest these unpleasant and ungrateful traits and suffer from the unhappiness they bring, do not deprive yourself of it. It's your business and your right. It's not my business, and I'm not preaching to you because I already have enough to do in monitoring my own unwanted habits and actions. I'm simply talking to you about the law that governs the matter, and the rest depends on you. If you want to eliminate these habits, know that you have several ways to do so. For example, every time you catch yourself abandoning a negative thought or feeling, seize them firmly and firmly tell them, "Get out of here." At first, it won't be so easy and it might startle them, raise their hackles and growl like an offended cat. But don't worry, just say, "Disappear." The next time they won't be as confident and aggressive but will show a little fear. Every time you suppress or stifle a tendency like this, it becomes weaker and you become stronger. As Professor James says, refuse to express a passion and it will die. Count the days before expressing your anger and it will seem ridiculous to do so. Whistling to gather courage is not just a mere figure of speech. On the other hand, sitting all day in a downcast posture, sighing and responding to everything with a mournful voice, and you can be sure that your melancholy will not disappear. There is no more valuable precept in moral education than this, as confirmed by all those who have experienced it. If we want to overcome emotional tendencies within ourselves, we must first diligently and dispassionately devote ourselves to practicing the opposite dispositions that we would prefer to cultivate. Relax your forehead, brighten your gaze, contract the back muscles instead of those in the abdomen, speak in a louder voice and give a compliment. Your heart must be truly cold if all this doesn't begin to thaw. Chapter 11. Developing new brain cells. I have spoken of the plan to rid ourselves of these undesirable sensitive states and expel them. But there is a better method, which is to cultivate the sensation or emotion directly opposed to the one we wish to eradicate. We are very capable of considering ourselves as the result of our emotions and sensations and believing that these sensations and emotions are ourselves. However, this is far from being the case. It is true that most of humanity is a slave to its emotions and sensations, that it is strongly dominated by them. Individuals believe that sensations are elements that direct them and cannot be freed from. They stop rebelling and yield to these sensations without any doubt, even if they may know that the emotion or mental trait is calculated to hurt them and provoke unhappiness and failure instead of happiness and success. They say to themselves, "We are made this way," and believe it. The new psychology teaches people better things. It tells them that they are the owners of their emotions and sensations rather than their slaves. It teaches them that they can develop brain cells that will manifest desirable tendencies, and that the old brain cells that manifested so unpleasantly can be added to the list of things to be removed, letting them atrophy due to lack of use. People can transform themselves and change their entire nature. This is not a mere theory, but a palpable fact that thousands of individuals have taken care to demonstrate, and it is increasingly drawing humanity's attention. Regardless of the mental theory we uphold, we must admit that the brain is the organ and instrument of the mind, at least in our current state of existence, and that this is how we must regard the brain. It is like a wonderful musical instrument that has millions of keys with which we create countless combinations of sounds. We come into the world with certain tendencies, temperaments, and predispositions. We may attribute these tendencies to heredity or pre-existing theories, but the fact remains the same and does not change. Some keys seem to react more readily to our touch than others, some notes seem to respond better to the passage of circumstances on the strings, and others vibrate less readily. However, we know that unless we make a voluntary effort to silence the sound of some of these strings that resonate so easily, it will be more difficult to make them sound, and they will not vibrate as easily with changing circumstances. And if we attend to some of the other keys that do not produce a clear note, we will soon tune them. Their notes will ring clear and vibrant, drowning out the less pleasant sounds. We have millions of brain cells that we do not use and that await our care. We are accustomed to dealing with some of them and work tirelessly with others. We can give certain cells a rest if we use others. The brain can seem trained and cultivated in an incredible manner for someone who has not paid attention to the matter. Mental attitudes can be acquired and cultivated, modified and discarded at will. There is no longer any excuse for people to manifest unpleasant or harmful mental states. We all have the remedy in our hands. We acquire habits of thought, feeling and action through their repeated use. We may be born with a tendency in a certain direction or acquire tendencies through suggestions from others, whether from readings, listening to teachers and masters. We are a mass of these mental habits. Every time we indulge in an undesirable thought or habit, it becomes easier for us to repeat that thought or action. Mental scientists have a habit of speaking of desirable thoughts or positive mental attitudes and undesirable or negative ones. There is good reason for this. The mind instinctively recognizes certain things as being good for the individual to whom they belong. It opens the way to these thoughts with the least possible resistance. They have a far greater impact than an undesirable thought, and one positive thought can neutralize several negative thoughts. The best way to overcome undesirable or negative thoughts, as well as feelings and emotions, is to cultivate positive thoughts. Positive thinking is the hardiest plant and, in time, it will eventually overpower the negative by withdrawing the necessary sustenance for its survival. Initially, the negative thought will offer vigorous resistance as it fights for survival, but as it is allowed to grow and develop towards positive thinking, it sees its end approaching, making things difficult for the person until they cease to feed it. Brain cells do not like to remain inactive, just like any other form of living energy. They rebel and struggle until they weaken to the point of not being able to continue. The best method is to ignore these mental weeds and devote as much time as possible to tending to the new and beautiful plants in the garden of the mind, taking care of them and nurturing them. For instance, if you tend to hate people, you can overcome this negative thought by cultivating love in its place. Think of love and manifest it as much as possible. Cultivate thoughts of goodwill and act as kindly as you can towards all those with whom you come into contact. Initially, it will not be easy for you, but gradually, love will prevail over hatred until it begins to decline and wither. If you tend towards sadness, cultivate a smile and a joyful outlook on things. Insist that the corners of your lips turn upwards and adopt an attitude that sees the brighter side of things. The demons of sadness will surely revolt, but pay them no attention and continue to cultivate optimism and joy. Let your motto be bright, joyful, and happy, and try to stick to it. These recipes may seem old and worn, but they are psychological truths that you can use to your advantage. If you understand the nature of this matter once, you will comprehend and benefit from affirmations and self-suggestions from several schools. By using this method, you can become energetic instead of being discouraged, active instead of being lazy. Those from the new school of thought often have much to say about thought control, and indeed, it is necessary to control thought to achieve results, but something more is needed. You must manifest the thought until it becomes a habit within you. Thoughts take shape in action and manifestation, and in turn, actions influence them. Thus, by manifesting certain ways of seeing things, actions act upon the mind by enhancing the development of the part of the mind closely linked to that act. Whenever the mind regards a thought as easier, the resulting action becomes easier, and whenever an action is performed more easily, it becomes easier to harbor the corresponding thought. Thus, you see that action and reaction work in both directions. If you feel joyful and happy, it is entirely natural for you to laugh. If you laugh a little, you will begin to feel bright and joyful. Do you understand what I mean? Let me explain it in a few words. If you wish to cultivate a certain habit or action, start by cultivating the corresponding mental attitude, and to cultivate that mental attitude, begin by manifesting or performing the act that aligns with the thought. Now see if you can apply this rule. Attend to something that you feel you must do but do not want to do. Cultivate the thought leading to that attitude and tell yourself, I love doing this and that. Then perform the movement joyfully. Remember and manifest the thought that you want to take care of this task. Get interested in doing it, study the best way to do it, think about it seriously, and you will see how you will do it with a lot of pleasure and interest. Thus you will cultivate a new habit. If you wish to try this with a mental trait you wish to get rid of, the process works in the same way. Start by cultivating the opposite trait. Think about it and manifest it with all your heart. Then observe the change that will occur. Do not be discouraged by the resistance you will encounter at the beginning, but joyfully tell yourself that you can do it and you will succeed. Strive to maintain joy and interest in the process. If you achieve this, the rest will be child's play. Chapter 12. The Power of Attraction. The Force of Desire. We have already seen the need to rid yourself of fear so that your desire can work with the greatest possible force. Assuming you have succeeded in mastering that part of the task, or at least begun moving along the path to that mastery, I will now draw your attention to another important related issue. I will refer to the matter of mental leaks. No, I'm not talking about leaks stemming from your failure to keep your own secrets, although that is important, but it's part of another matter. The leak I am referring to is caused by the mind being drawn and distracted by any fancy or whim. To succeed in obtaining something, it is necessary for your mind to fall in love with it and be aware of its existence, almost to the detriment of everything else. You must become infatuated with what you desire, in the same way as if you were to marry the woman or man of your dreams. I'm not saying you should become monomaniacal about the subject and lose all interest in anything else in this world. That would not work, because the mind needs diversion and change. What I am saying is that you must focus so much on the object of your desire that everything else seems secondary. A man in love can be very pleasant to everyone, perform his duties, and enjoy life's pleasures with good humor, but inwardly, all he says to himself is, "For me, there is only one girl," and all his actions are directed towards winning that girl and creating a comfortable home for her. Do you understand what I mean? You must fall in love with what you desire, and you must be passionate to the very core. Not the kind of superficial love that changes from day to day, but rather that ancient love that prevented a young man from going to bed without taking a stroll near his girlfriend's house to make sure the building was still there. Likewise, the man or woman seeking success must turn that desired thing into their primary passion. They must focus their mind on the grand opportunity, on the optimal chance. Success demands your entire love, and if you start flirting with other carnival profits, it will soon turn its back on you. If a man strays from his primary interest, he will eventually become a loser. Mental strength works best when it is focused. You must devote all available forces to what you desire, in the same way as a man in love constantly plans ways to please his beloved. Similarly, one who is in love with their work or business will do the same, and the result will be that 100 plans will manifest in the field of consciousness, many of them being of great importance. The mind operates in the subconscious realm, remember, and almost always based on the dominant passion or desire. It will arrange things, compose plans and projects that will arise in your consciousness when you need them most, and you will want to cry out in joy as if you had received great external help. But if you dissipate your thought force, your subconscious mind will not know how to satisfy you, and the result will be that you will not notice this source of help and assistance. Furthermore, you will be unaware of the powerful result of concentrating thought in the conscious elaboration of your plan's details. Moreover, the being whose mind is full of a dozen interests will fail to exert the attracting power manifested by one who has only one guiding passion, and they will fail to attract the people, things, and results that could aid them in achieving their plans. They will also fail to enter into the current of attraction that would put them in touch with those who would be delighted to help by sharing interest.
Hopeful Almighty, I greet you in the Almighty Trinity I, the Almighty power of the Trinity I, the Almighty Papa Yah, the Almighty Mama, the Almighty Yahshua. As I always say, when you're forward on the platform, they say, divine love to one and all, greetings to one and all. When you said divine love or greetings to one and all or love to one and all, it harnessed the cycle of love. because one for all from one. One is the Trinity I. The highest powerful eyes of the only one ever seen eye that they stole from us. I feel like so them could have governed that forever. Everything they stole from us, it does nothing for them. Know what I mean? It does nothing for them. They just hide it as they think that we were stupid enough. Now they're coming out with many book titles. Alibaba and the 40 Thieves spreading their names all over these books with informations to gain publishing from our own story, our own works. Well, it's okay. If so be the case, we are creators. We are identified worldwide as creators. Zine, the whole globe rightful ruler. Zine, so we gonna let them know that, listen, we got more things to create. We have more books to write. We have more stories to write. We have more books to publish. The only difference is that we're gonna make sure we're gonna publish it in our names this time. So our children can benefit after the next 100,000 years. Hopeful Almighty, Babylon needless to take us lightly. And if you Google, them cyber god, they will tell us a Lucifer brother named Michael. So therefore, don't even trust Mikey. And many of you have already experienced the Michaels and the Mikey. And them say the devil the name again, or movie did come out and call him our next name. If you got, I must say Damian. Damian. Zin? So, words, frequency, powers, and sound. Today, randomly, I'm not going to speak of nothing, although I never really speak on no topic, because we are everything, we are everywhere. Many a times, I came here to speak the truth, teach the truth. You can ask questions in the comments also, and you can reason in the comments also. It's not about just me, King Alpha, alone. See, it's about us, you, me, I, and I. We are teachers. We are not nobody's friends. We are neighbors. As don't care where in the globe you live, we are neighbors and each other's teachers. Me teach you, you teach me. However, we still had to know the foundation before we can go on in harmony in this future, in anything at all. What I want the world to know that everything that you see here belongs to us. No one can take you off the internet as a black person or ban you from the internet as a black person, because the internet was created by us. We create the internet. We create everything that you see. We create everything that you see. The beautiful thing about it is that we have more things to create. We have more things to invent. Zine or invent, what we invent wasn't based off content or some people might say that our forefathers and mothers were stupid enough to create these things and sell them to the slave masters or to the other side of the world. I don't see it that way, right? How I see it is that they add to creation. It doesn't matter who owns it, who is collecting from it right now. The thing is that is the effect, the cause effect that what all these things that we create done. It helps people, it heals people, it makes people happy, it makes people joyful daily. Whenever the world needs entertainment, whenever they need healing, whether from physical, spiritual, herbal, musical healing, vibrational healing, we are here. Always here. Remember, the note, the paper, what due to Caesar, give unto Caesar. They create money, right? So they need money. We don't need money. Keep your natural resources for your children. Who create note, let they stay with note. Zane, we need to start think 100,000 years from now. What is going to happen to our children, grandfathers, grandmothers? Don't say that you're too young, you don't want no picnic to come tired on, and your son and your daughter must come for your picnic. Don't be ungrateful. Don't be ungrateful. Remember where we're coming from and why we are still alive today. It wasn't because of Mama and Papa love alone. It was because of Grandma and Grandpa love also. Take your grandchildren. Please spend some time with them. Stroll the park with them. Take them with you. My grandfather used to take me with him everywhere he goes. I remember when I first leave my mother's house to live with my grandfather. My stepfather used to beat my mother like everything him beat her. And on a normal beating too, like cow, I get them beat. Cutlass, stick, everything. And I remember as a little youth when I could not help my mother. At that time I was looking and I was crying. I was crying and all him see me there crying, don't know what got through my head. And I remember one day when I was like 13 or 12 going to 13, somewhere there. I don't remember what mommy do or whatever. In those days, I'm not saying that he's wicked. Coming out of slavery, back then the alphas thinking to correct their wives or kids is to beat them. Because slavery taught them when somebody do something wrong, beat them. If they say something wrong, beat them. If they disagree with you, beat them. I remember when I was like maybe 13, 12 going to 13. I remember this day, I was upset with my mom running the house and he come with some stick or whatever and I pulled the cutlass and I said, if you touch my mother today, this is the end of you today. And he looked at me and he could have seen the fire in my eyes. And he said to me, oh, so me want a food I go beat me, me want a food I go come kill me. Me feed you if you kill me. Zin, I just stand by what me say and me see him don't. From that day, he don't put him hand on my mother again. Because I left that day to live with my grandfather. Not too far from my mother's house. And from that day, he have never put his hand on my mother again. And let me show you, life is an hourglass. He started to age weak. So my mother is big and strong. And so you see how life is an hourglass? If my mother didn't have a heart of gold or a good lady, my mother could have beat him when him get little bit and weak. See, she will run joke like that. I remember one time when he used to run up in a minute, because they have fire. Two of them have fire. They will argue literally like them love the Almighty do. And then when they argue, you think at one time, mommy has to run up in a minute. You see me? Just kind of giving you truth to show you where we're coming from and show you that the evolution of time is everything's supposed to change for good. For good. Growing up with my grandfather now, I'm the first grandchild for him. My mother is the first daughter for him. And when I go to live with my grandfather, I was like, it opened me. He cannot read and write as Babylon would think. He's the smartest king alive. Everywhere he carried me. And so I was exposed to dance hall from probably age 7, 8. Because my grandfather not leaving me. Stefan, put on your clothes, we are going to road. He's a rum drinker, he's a gambler, he's the street man, he's the king. He doesn't leave me go nowhere. So that's how I get the chance to listen to different types of music, and street smart. Zane, I remember my grandfather went to do some work for my mom. My grandfather went to dig some young banks and help her on the farm, even though my mom's still paying him. So it was my grandfather and his brother, Puta. My father named Alonzo. You hear them all time name there, powerful name, Alonzo. And my his brother named Puta. Puta. You hear them name there? Alonzo, Puta. African powerful name. So when they were working on the farm, my stepfather and my mother was telling my grandfather how rude I am, or how late thing, right? I remember when I was going forward with my grandfather from my mother's house to his house, he knows I was upset because we become friends. We used to talk about everything. I realized I'm silent, not saying anything as I look out, me barefoot, my clothes dirty, my pants button go to tear out. Me just being a youth, a child, dirty foot, me I walk barefoot, whatever. Me not talk to him, so like him miss him little friend. So he knows that I'm his friend, and he knows that he probably just takes side with mommy and daddy just because they're elders, but he cares about my feeling. He turned around and stopped and looked at me and he said, Devon, let me tell you something. You don't listen to your stepfather. All the lie them I tell upon you. I know say I tell lie upon you, you know. But hear what? I'm going to live to beg your bread. And he say, you hear what I say? I'm going to live to beg your bread. And I guarantee you, there's more than one time that I live to see him beg me bread. So I'm just saying, the grandchildren need their grandparents. Because my mom could not tell me that because she caught up in her love affair with her husband at the time. And both of them only know say anyhow them say to carry water or don't look good, put in the yard and me don't do it. The two of them a beat me and murder me and I realize I kill me because there's a man where she love. And she get beaten from him to get hurt and she thinks that the beating is good. I remember the last beat me get from my mother and my stepfather. One time, I know me have the fan belt mark in my skin. And I didn't know it was wickedness. And my auntie come around and say, oh no, wicked. And you stand up and have man and murder your pitney. Zine. So I'm not bashing no one. I'm just kind of giving you a history, where we come from. And ultimately, it molded me into a more positive person towards society. It did not trigger me to be wicked to the weak. It triggered me because I'm with my grandfather, and my grandfather go down there with him, lock machete and say, I'm the first grandpit who don't want to kill her, will limon up. Hey, my grandfather, you know. So grandfather was my hero. You know, I love my mother, see him when I visit her and so on and so. Anytime me visit her, do what she have to send me to do, and then go back to grandfather. So what I'm saying to you, what mama say and papa say, the children are going to see one different see what grandfather and grandmother see. That's the legacy that we should build on. Because my grandmother, she's a spiritual lady. She's the maroon, right? She teach me different things. However, we did not take on to what our grandmother teach us. Whether we did understand what she's doing in the maroon spirituality, we didn't see it godly. Because we know say the revival ground was 60 and 61. And our uncle, as the Rastaman tell us that, the church that grandma have is the 61, is the evil one, and we must not go in there. So when the rapid people them come, my uncle I say, oh no, come out, we don't want them Rasta, we don't want last, and say last year, no come out. And our house, we have two nice houses built from from the limestone mixed with the red dirt, and it builds like a pyramid. The roofs are like pyramids. Two houses in one yard. Two of them, they are mansion. Now, my sister, them, they are never mansion. Two big, nice houses. And the church that they built for the 61, our uncle, that said the devil, big and pretty and nice. Black and steel. And, Uncle said, no devil now come in here, sir. And uncle start cooking there. Uncle said, Selassie, I kitchen this. To my grandmother mind, she was trying to tell us that uncle is doing something real bad. And Uncle Carlos, when he cook, I'm cooking and he give me food and he said, listen to me. If you don't want to go praise the Almighty, go up at top yard that at 60. Up there, so the real spiritual one there, where when I say godly. And I remember one day, like some people want to come, like the revival rapper, them want to come, that at the 61, they want to come do evil or whatever. Supposed to come, and she start drop her that say, people them for come, and when they come, my uncle can't stop them and whatever. And I remember my grandma was saying something, and my uncle come out, in the boiling sun, in the hot sun, probably 12 o'clock or 11 to 12, And the man said, he must summons the heaven from his heart, Like he must say, oh, like she say, Selassie, I dead, I want to hold us up, man. I want to say, Selassie, I know God, I want to hold us up. And uncle look up in the sky and say, Selassie, like he must say, strike the with lightning and thunder, Selassie. He said, man, say, Jah, me see a thunder clap and a lightning clap, and mama goes so, and run at me and say, Uncle Plumpy, Uncle God real. Saying this to say that we must pay attention to our surroundings and words. Remember, I say Selassie, the Almighty. Uncle was defending righteousness. And when you're defending the crown or the throne of the Most High, the Almighty Papaya, the Almighty Mama, the Almighty Yeshua, you don't have to do much. Just speak the word in truth, especially if it comes from your heart. In a millisecond, you get answer. Don't underestimate this thing. Don't shout the Almighty Trinity names or name in vain. If you are in a situation and you're going to call upon the Almighty Papa, the Almighty Mama, the Almighty Yeshua, you can't just open your mouth and say, Almighty Papa, Almighty, Almighty. For what? Don't ramp with the frequency. Say what you want. Say, have mercy on me, or ask for something that you want. Ask for what you want. Seek and you shall find. Ask and it shall be given. Invoke your ancestors for the right cause and they will be risen. You have dominion and power over all things. In a millisecond. Don't say you're too young to be a grandma. Don't say you're too young to be a grandpa. Don't cheat the game. Your grandchildren needs you. The future needs you. Don't cheat the game. I was so empowered and overly fortunate to inner feel the vibration of the love of grandpa, grandma, auntie, uncle. The children do need all these type of love to vibrate effectively in this future. Notice, even when a brother or a sister do make it in life, notice when the so-called germs them interpeding, as they would say, interviewing them. They want to view the inside, the interview. They want to interview, so they have to enter with question in thoughts, review what he said. That's why you must suspense is power, silence is power. So you have to know when they might interview you, how to present yourself, because presentation is power also. That's why when you ask whoever escaped to even make it, where you're born, where you're from, most of these individuals, they were broken. They were broken. Some is without father, some was molested, some was grew among guns and gangsters. You hear all sorts of things. Broken. You can imagine if someone with fame searching for true love, they will never find out. Fame doesn't give you true love. Money doesn't give you true love. Everything about the money and wealth and fame, it attracts fake people. Make people. The only thing can save you is the very few. I am one. Are you? The very few who inner experience the inner vibration of the different types of love, which is of the same love. And during those things, I realized that one thing with the grandma and the grandpa and the aunt and the mommy and the uncle, there's different love. Mommy will beat me and my uncle draw cutlass and chop up mommy if he beat me, her own child. My auntie will come on, war, mommy. Every day there's a beat the pitney. Every day, hey, left me nephew, man. Leave me nephew. So if me never have that divine love, I would have really think, say, my mother hate me. I, as a youth, I know the difference between these love that is of one love, which is the Almighty. And those kind of love kind of help my mother to realize, to real a truth. But realize, you see I learned dirty word of English, with no real, no lies. To real a truth to what my uncle and my aunt is in telling her. So, when them sound they come out, mommy is a person who loves the Almighty. She would call me and hug me and cry and apologize. And I say, why you don't behave yourself, man? Why you don't behave yourself? As a little youth, I couldn't take the beating. I remember one day, when I beating overdue for you, when you know you forget a beating and you skip out the beating, but guess what? You have to come for dinner, You have to come for dinner. So you have to get the beating. So I remember, hungry, no matter where you go, we eat orange, we eat whatever. That's good. We have to come home for dinner, mom, you know that? Me's a smart man, my spirit older than me. So me hide in the bush, and watch the kitchen and see mommy I sing her little gospel song and put tea in her food and, Wait, me time the pot, me never have no clock, me just time the pot and say, watch her, a soup, me love when she cook soup, I just one dip that. From me go in the kitchen, one bowl. Zane, so watch the pot on the time and come here for work alone. But the last time I work with my uncle or my cousin, they informed by me. So me did realize from morning it's me alone. So me say, and grandfather said, Stephen, find and cook food, and you can't get food, take food. That's not supposed to happen. You must feed your child. I said, all right, grandfather. I said, no, circle the pot and wait till the pot. And go so, boom, and take a run in and take up a bowl, boom, and go up on the hillside and so. I eat and me hear she go in the kitchen and like she said, like she called her husband, like she said, one son, how that food here looks up? I remember me take out my food, not dripping, not dripping. She said, no, man. She know me. Mommy can feel me. Zin? So mommy I said, one son, say nothing more than boy, I come and take out the food. Me I say so that means that me will get more beaten. Say, say stepfather all beater, him all murderer, So say, he must say, me get brave now. It's like me get a drum and a spear. Me know the hillside, them like me handbag. Me know everything through the desert. Me know every shortcut. And come out with the cutlass and he make two run pan to hillside. You know the way me there. See? And me just watch him and I laugh. And when me done, me just fling the plate like so. Boom! And they drop, boom, and mommy. I mean, mommy is really a drama, We are like comedians. So mommy, I say, don't worry yourself, man. I cook a big pot for you tomorrow. For you alone, you don't have to worry, man. I say, mommy, for me alone, I not go trust the food. If you cook for everybody, I'm good. So, mommy, I laugh and, she just chew the beating thing, the slavery thing, master thing. Me know me will get beaten. So, like a Sunday now, Sunday is the day, you have to wise them. You have to go check them on Jesus Day. So when you go on Jesus Day, you get beaten on Jesus Day. So Sunday now, I reach left from up yard. Come and miss my brother them and my mother, obviously. So I forward at the yard now. First as I reach, come like, one thing I tell you, you see your spirit, you can change your mind. You can train your mind and your spirit. I reach right on time. When everybody get dinner and food I eat. As a little youth, when you see food and your mother, you want food. So, me shout out from your walk, come up there like I say, Mommy, me beautiful mommy. Mommy, I say, but that beautiful today because you not get me, no know your time, this a party, you not get none. My mom is not evil or wicked, She don't get me wrong. Zin, them are revenge me because them want, to them believing at the beating and the slave master thing so much. If me get the beating, everything good. And I say, me nah take no beating. So when I reach up, I say, my belly full, man. I say, my grandfather cook one whole chicken. Right now, my belly full. I walk it out and I see if I can get a space when I go back. So, hungry, and them don't know, So when I reach up, I reach over the veranda landing now. My brother named Laru now. At the most, I tell you the holy angels were. You see, when you're hungry and you're living a spirit and truth, you always are going to get feeding. So when I reach up at the veranda now, see my brother with him dinner over the railing. Hey boy, and pull it up. I say, I idiot, man. My belly full right now, the scent, I can't take the smell of that. Coming on no space to put the smell. I idiot, boy. See me? Whoop, whoop. It's all right. I'm going to say. So when he comes, I go, whoop, I just grab it and say, yeah. I eat, feel good. I still not get where you know. I don't know what I'm going to do now. Like, one day now, mommy catch me. Mommy hold me, say I get the beating now for everything that beat me. I get that beating for everything. I just look on her, man. Like the spirit, I don't know what coming at me, man. And I just say to mommy, I say, mommy, before you beat me, me I tell you the truth. Because I don't know my father, mommy. You see, if you ever show me a picture of my father, mommy, I beat myself. I beat tears at the butter. Yeah, the bullshit up, but I beat you. Up my grandfather. So I tell you, how be so smart? Because I grow with grandfather, grandmother. I know all of those love. And the thing is that I was touring these homes. Like me they run on my auntie, and me feel born auntie. Go look for my grandmother. Help out grandmama, do what she do, go so boom, go check Uncle Plumpy. Link up Uncle Plumpy, him more rasta and give you a reason, and we tell you about life in a theme only way. And can't read and write. I'm still at tell you say one love, me nephew. Why I say man, one love govern the thing, man. That's Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. And if I don't know my dad, I must say, no, say your father, a Rasta. Your father tell my mother and sister say, God a dog. So I say, God a dog? What you mean, Uncle Plumpy? He said, I can't read well enough. Looking at the Bible and spell the word back there when they say, God and see what you get. And me I say, look at me and say, oh, so every word you can go back and forward. So me still don't know my father, me still a thing. So me I get teaching. So every young child deserves the same. Same like how we grew up, they need knowings, they need more wise. They need the experience of the vibration of the purest love. However, everybody has their own opinion in a good way. One thing I love about my family, they love the Almighty. Even my grandma could not comprehend Uncle Plumpy, who is the only Rasta, who says, Selassie, I affirm God. Jah Rastafari. Still he must say love. Still he must say righteousness. Him never stop with Frank. If they tell we say, don't go for the next one, the 60, which is the revival, which is the positive side. We wouldn't go. Because we love uncle. Because when mama them gone, our uncle alone, then a cook and take care of we. Him never stop with Frank go up there. He say, yeah man, up the sound of the go man. Up the side, that woman there. She are the real holy, kind. That woman there to see the Almighty face. That woman is the right place. And that's how we start. Go up there, sir. Zane. And my grandma is a maroon. Every end of the year she do some stuff that we don't really comprehend what she's doing. As little children, we try to look on more times. She said, go inside. On a close up every window, a certain dark curtain at that time, dark curtains for all the windows. And a special type of curtain, and she do what she doing, and we close the curtain. There was a little fear over many of us. Me is like a nosy person, still careful. So all she said, the curtain, me still a peek through on the curtain, and my auntie I said, what you do? Mind what you do, Not tell grandma, me peep, cause she ordered this on something, I want to see who she talk to. I want to see who she a feed. Every 25th of December, I don't want to lie. I think it's every 25th of December. I remember what is something name. She makes something on ground the house. I don't know who she a feed, where she a feed. And me I look, me can't see nothing. And my auntie I try to tell me, say, something suspicious, some spiritual thing might hurt me. And I say, still want to see how I know. Because me them talk about rolling car. Every time I hear train I draw me I look, I can't see nothing. I'm just curious. My grandfather now, you see the Almighty, you see the Spirit of the living Almighty Creator dwells with the free-minded person. The power of wealth and everything dwells with the free-minded persons. My grandfather now, him not really think about, so there's Almighty God and so, him not really pressure it and preach it or run up and down. Him not go to church, him not do them something. Him just live the life in the street and the whole community love my grandfather. Everyone love my grandfather. And money stick on them on the hand. You see me? And all him doing farming, him not lazy, him doing farming. And him advise people and he help a lot of people. And them something. Just free-handed, a free agent for the Almighty. Help your brothers, help your sister, help out who you can help. I remember one day there is a neighbor that lived close to my grandfather's property. It's far, because maybe like one property is probably 3 miles. So me walk 3 miles now, go up the road, because I was like, the oranges on my grandfather's property, they wasn't ready yet. And we heard that Brandon, who's the next, he lived close to his property. So I go up there and I go up and I call him, because grandfather said, don't thief. So me not thief. Me no say, my mother food, me no say, I no thief that. To me, it was like taking my food. Because she bring me out, me no start working a little pitney. Me just go take for me. Me should have asked her still. That's how me see the grandfather say, what? What you say? And cook on again on? All right. So he taught me now, stranger, don't touch people things and like they ask him. So I went up to Brandon's house and I called him and he come out and I said, say me I beg you some marriage and he run me. He said, go ahead, boy. What kind of marriage? And he chop me up and ray. The way him talk, he make me feel like he would have chopped me for true. So I go to my grandfather because I feel bad. My grandfather say, ask and it shall be given. Like once you can could have climb the tree, come a little. Could have just climb the tree, pick what me and pick without Brandon no. So me I live with grandfather. So. Only to find later that when we tell grandfather was having a drink. Brandon is his drinking partner. So he was saying to Brandon, how we are going to go home tonight? So I was there and everybody was laughing. I don't know what grandfather is saying to Brandon. So Brandon, how we are going to reach home tonight? So I was like, everybody laughed because my grandfather built a frequency. Whenever people see him in the community, them just start to laugh. That's what my grandfather said. So he was trying to send Brandon a message. So Brandon said, what you talk about no land? What you talk about? I mean when I go, I walk on my yard. What you talk about? So grandfather said to him, my grandson now come ask if you orange today and you tell him how you kill him and you got this and you got that. Zena and Brandon I said, me? Like him want to deny it or make a little talk. I said, the orange them for my family, me don't want to get nobody no. And grandfather said, okay. Only to realize that the road that Brandon get to his house is on my grandfather's property. He was so kind that he gave him a whole roadway to his property. So when I found out, I really look at the land and said, for real, grandfather gave him all that. So grandfather was simple coded him and said, my grandson go market for some orange, and give him and me give you a road figure your yard. How you gonna go home tonight? So he was just awakening him to just think that what about few little oranges for a little youth, 8-year-old, comparing to the road where you cannot go home? Because he purchased a property without no road. And the part where he really would get a road and whip through one place. So living in the light of truth, wise and knowings comes from what? Where your mother see and your father see, you are them have to help you see. Why you see? They could not see. What our grandfathers and grandmothers see, that is our legacy. Don't grow your children without the fullness of love. So the young grandfather them and the young grandmother them take your grandchildren. Spend time with them. How could you do that? You know what it is to have your grandchildren around you? They give you energy. You feel like it's an extra life. When you look at sometimes the little granddaughter resemble the grandmother, like the splitting image. And sometimes the little grandson resemble the grandfather, splitting image. So it harness a power within you. Flesh of your flesh, blood of your blood. Need your guidance. They need your protection. They need your knowings. They need your wise. They need to know that they are loved from every angle. They need to know uncle love, auntie love, grandma love. They need to know that they are protected in this world to function effectively in this future. What about those who get no love? Knows nothing about love? What those children always became? A target for society. And once you become a target for society, in society, is only the Almighty. You have to born with the anointing from birth. For you survive that curse. I have a lot of collegiates that used to in the street with me. All of them died. All of my collegiates, them that me used to par with daily, as would I say par in P, they died. What they die from? Gun. Casper died from gun, and he wasn't any gunman. It's because him never know if he pray. And if me tell him how to pray and he see me a pray, him grew up in the Kingston thing, him not depend that. And he died violently from the gun. Mistakenly. Wrong place, wrong time. We have our next one named Violence. You know what the man name? Violence. Gunshot again, take him. Then you have our next one named Redhead, he make the news. And TV, me see that man, pan police are run him down in a car and my juke gun from, if you remember that news there. My juke, my next man with every car, him juke come and take care. The police didn't want to kill him still. He just give him one bullet to slow him up. And him jump off into the water downtown and drown. Driving from country. Doing the thing that you watch in the movies. That's why we have to say you have to be careful which movies. Be careful of the energy you allow to come into your portal. Because I'm saying, listen, may I teach spirituality and as dirty Babylon like all science. Mirror to a mirror create a portal. And when you create a portal, what does that tell us? It invites the unseen. So your eyes is the mirror, the window to your soul. So when you're watching a TV, it creates a portal. So whatever you see, especially a movie that imitates life, it's easier in a million seconds. Because when you think say you watch the movie was always watching you. So how him died just like a movie. Saying that to say this. What if I didn't grow in the country? What if I didn't get those love from my grandma, my uncle, my father, everyone, and my mother, and so on and so? I would reside with them to crime and believe in crime. Because I know about the Almighty. I grew up in the church, the revival, so I was laced with all these things to protect my crown. I tried to teach them. They just could not learn at that time. Maybe now they would learn. At that time, it was just gangster thing around the place. The Dan is the Jesus in the ghetto. If we Dan get every woman, the virgin, pum pum, anything we want. Plus, everybody work off a give money. Plus, him a church bag of money. The Dan live like a jungle king. But guess how the Dan respects me? Because every time me I stay in it, is about the Most High and the Almighty. And me buy my blue Bible. You know about staying in Kappa from jungle, right? I don't know if you know the history. See? And my uncle them in the street. See? The man that take care of me in the street. See? Me buy them blue Bible. Because as a little man, me I tell him, say, listen, King David was a wicked man, you know. And you know, say, in heart when you love the Almighty with, because since I just say you're caught up in the system and the system, you can have to do this. Still pray to the Almighty and see if He can change your life. Oh no. Not because you're a gunman and say you want to kill people and go rob people. Pray before you go up and move them. And me give them the blue Bible them. Me get a vision Wednesday and I go dead. And me did believe in it done, you know. Honestly, one night time, I never say the Almighty. To how this man mighty, me believe in it done thing for true. Because the man lock and govern in place for true. Me see police and soldier run out of the man place for true. Because my ex-soldier and him big and thick and him rifle them enough and, you know, like when police come and talk to him and I say, right, man, I say, I want to him know them. I say, I want to you, bro. You come in my place and come in my face. I say, do what you have to do now. Do what you have to do, you know, because if I left, I say, hey, yeah, man, hey, come out of my place, man. And Brown says, it's all right, man. It's all right, don't worry yourself, you know. In those days, when I hear about Kappa, Starkey, when I hear about the names alone, police fear the name alone. Them man then have to have a pin on them. That's how, but what used to save those people though? Them no rob poor, them no kill woman, them no kill baby. Them for them thing was different. I'm not taking up for no one. That's the truth. I remember one night, you know, I tell him, I get a vision, I say, listen, you have to know what you do. I remember I say 85 doesn't have concrete walls. If a bullet fire from top, it will go right through because it be a zinc on board. So you have to know what you do. And like me out there one night and regular police and soldier come because them get information so them still have to go to them work. And me say, police come with soldier tonight. And he might drink a Guinness and a bun split and them say, yo, me say some shooting going on and rare. Man say, oh, yo, man, come out of my place. Hey, wanna see me I do no shooting, Bridget? And he might say, yo, man, call me like, and I go, so boom, man, call me like. I say, he say, what your badge number? And I'm gonna tell him, and say, yo, Ray, you don't know, say, Ray, and in no time, the police and the soldier get a call him off a move. So I think that he was untouchable. He's intelligent, he understands the system, he's an ex-soldier, he knows if he use the law and Ray. See? So when he go dead now, me get the vision tonight. And me tell him in the first light. And I said to him, listen now, like the way them man there bad, you know, them man there, you know, 85 and 100 lay in a war. And for him girlfriend, come from 100. That's how the man bad. And you know, say 100 are the baddest lane Paradise Road. That are the only man. With the brown in the prettiest brown in her. No man up that can look at her. And every night, she have to come check him, and if him alone I walk with him brown and I go, and no boy. I said to him, I tell him the vision, and I say, yo, that one I want me to see, you know. You're not going to escape that one here, you know. And he might say, anything. I say, listen, no man. That one here, anybody call if you go anywhere in 7 days, don't go. And the night, when he said to get the car, remember as a prophet, you know, Me I guide him from in the first light, me go studio and forward and stick when me see him still, me say, yo, my glad say, don't go, you know. And he must say, don't worry yourself, man. If them call me, I have to look at food or start warm to me, to get a youth hungry man and people want money. What you talk about? To get a call for a big food and me I go, police a plan to set up a man to kill a man, you know. And me I tell him, man, say, you know, don't go. Anyway, we did it in the night, I'm show you how when things happen, it have to happen. Seeing especially when somebody doesn't want to listen to the prophet. You don't know, saying in the night, me and me sing a Casper, Gary Ghost out in the front. Me and him are staying in the lane, Bridget. To how war are going in and him a war the Whitehall, him a war 100. We can't get gunshot anytime. The thing is that 100 love we. Me and Casper Gargos is the only one. We go sing in 100, sing a Whitehall, sing anywhere war are going. Because me establish my crown as not taking side with no lane already is road. Music me I deal with, righteousness me I deal with, and me always empower and encourage you them in the right way and the right thing. It just happens that's me live at 85. So you know say in the night when me and him and Gary goes dead. And somebody carried 2 tickets come give him. Him and him girlfriend go to a party. So me I say in my spiritual mind, I say, yes, that we want to hear now, man, yes. Him a go save tonight. So a man go so boom, and give me the twin Glock 17 and I say, lock them here for me. Zane, and I say, all right then. Boom. As a little youth still, me feel good for all 2 clean fiberglass, he look sweet. As a youth, we don't have no sense, we don't think of the done this when we think say untouchable when that the man they run a police and soldier then home enough he say this a man a God man we not talk about the Almighty. The man God in him thing. How you do? Twin Glocks feel good. Me now make the police get me them, they think I idiot. So boom, I lock them. And I pray to the Almighty. I said, do Father, do, no make him get the call. See? And I sleep and I hear the zinc fence go so bum 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 bum. That's probably about 2:30 in the night there. And I say, how that? That bum 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 bum. I can't pass out. I say, yeah, I know what's already done. So I say, you know, I left the party, so quick, maybe I ain't think them in comfort. Zine, when we reach out there, the man and the girlfriend did over and yard, still away from the car. Give me and Gary Ghost now the 2 tickets them now. Say, we must go at the party and get the car. Me never go no party. Because me know what go happen. And my brethren Gary Ghost is singing now, take them and go at the party. You know, if him get an ex-girl or another brethren in the lane. Because if you know Kingston City, they don't sleep. Youngsters don't sleep. Right, 24 hours. Anything you want to buy, 24 hours. That's the energy of Kingston. The energy of the garrison. Remember the garrison save Yahshua, you know. A garrison people, if them know the truth, that's the truth I want to teach them, you know. Garrison people, them loyal, you know. Are the most loving set of people them from the globe, you know. Me love garrison people them more than uptown, you know. Me feel safer in the ghetto than uptown, you know. And when he fall out for them, he go sleep and Casper go. Gary Ghost got the party. I don't know who him go, because me just know say something wrong. And brethren, when we rise in our first light, we don't see bike, we don't see him. And I say, what is? Only in time now to hear the news. And when I look on the TV and see the twin Glock, I say, yes man, I am that man. Yeah man. Set him up, man. Same thing like me tell him in the vision. The police them can't give me, man, you know. My man run with police and soldier regular, you know. See? So the only way they can cut him down. Yeah man, police and soldier, they don't wait for him a long time, man. Set him up, man. Him not get a chance to live. If him ever rise the M16 there, you see? He did not give him no chance. No chance. That teach me something. Twice things it teach me. 2 things. It teach me, say, righteousness reigns and rules. It teach me, say, is the Almighty doings over devil doings. It also teach me prophecy. I wasn't seeing prophecy at that time, though. And it teaches me, say, the badness when we see and love and put trust in it, it's not the way as a youth. That was, I think, the only funeral I ever attended. That was the funeral I attended. Holy power, funeral full. You couldn't really say it's a gangster. That. Funeral full. I ask anybody about staying here and Kappa and jungle, then you will know what I talk about. Just to expressing to you how effective and powerful grandma and grandpa love is. It guides you eternally. It protects you in every decision where you have to make in any situation towards the future. So I'm saying again, the young grandfathers and the young grandmothers, take your grandchildren. Help to mold them. Help to build them. That will protect them for the rest of their lives. The best time to teach a child is between the age day 1 to at least 7 years old. Anything that child learn in between that time will never depart from them. So imagine the children or the child that grow without love. If you should interview most of the killers, the real killers, ask them internationally in the black communities what happened. International communities, they will tell you that I grew up and see my mom and my dad as a crackhead. I have to go in the street to look my own food. Black man is so powerful with it, their mind that they can capitalize on anything. The only thing that always fails them is trust. The persons who they put trust in. The street is not safe when they're doing evil out there. However, some have an anointing that the guardian angel guide them through the crack, the court, the guns, the robberies, and change their life. So most of these rappers, you will hear they tell you what they used to do. It's true. Most of these rappers will tell you what they used to do is true. The only ones that is around today, the Ice-T, the Ice Cube, the KRS-Ones, the Red Man. You hear the name of me? Why? Because they changed. They mature. They lean towards the spirituality. Even though some of their spirituality is not the complete spirituality, we have to look on the growth. That change on all of these names that I just called that is still alive today, though when they speak now, they speak with wise and knowings. You notice how they speak, you notice how they act, you notice what they do. They're doing a lot to help the black communities right now as we speak. Babylon don't highlight them anymore. Make it look like they're old and washed up. Okay, they're old and washed up, but guess what? They still living. They're still making money off their own publishing. And if they book a show today, the Spanish will support them. They're not with certain system because the certain system that signed off, that the slavery that is going on now is those companies that used to buy and sell or artists them. I'm talking about the hip hop community, right? When they sign these artists, they know what they signed up for. Some even tell you, rich fast, die fast. Rich fast, die fast, fast life. So I'm just trying to tell you how powerful or Negus are, the globe rightful ruler are. They know they sell their soul. They know they're gonna die anyway. And they be like, before I die, I'm gonna let you something. I'm gonna live fast, die fast. That's how powerful these youths are. Can you imagine if they did get the grandma love, the grandpa love, the uncle love, the auntie love, the mommy love, the father love? They wouldn't be out there searching for love. and end up at the wrong place searching for love, and let Babylon try to differentiate or to give love a different meaning. Like Babylon will tell them that love is pain. Love is not pain. Babylon was campaigning, energy draining. See the lion and them who was supposed to be a lion, tell them to call themselves dog, so they were taming, restraining our future. How love could be described as pain? What is pain? Pain is a physical hurt, a physical feeling that you can't even express. It's a feeling that hurts you, that you want to go away. It not only hurt you physically, it hurt your soul. Because when you're having a toothache or a belly ache or a headache, it takes over everything. You want to tell my children that that is love? That's not love. So these people having my people life as if it's a game. It's not a game. You're killing them. You're robbing them. You're draining them. You build two banks off them. The blood money bank and you build blood bank off them. What's wrong with these people? What's wrong with my people? Are you not waking up? I mean, I know you're waking up, yes, but why you have to take so long? And even when I even came on here and tell you the truth, why you don't share it with other people? Why you don't share it with them? What, you think you have any time? How long you gonna wait? Till you what? Till you're old? So you're submitting to pain, lies, murder, kill. So you're waiting little more to find out the truth? What are you waiting for? Me tell you, the Almighty Papa said, He doesn't create time. It's mankind create time. He don't create numbers. It's mankind create numbers to limit you. He said we don't have no 5 minutes. We don't have an hour. We don't have days. We don't have weeks. We don't have months. We don't have years. We have this millisecond to change. 1 millisecond. Change. Start doing the right thing. Start viewing the right thing. Start looking at life the right way. Start living your life the right way. Start growing your children the right way. Ultimately, in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, out of all the laws, there's one law that you don't know and you don't study. And I must say it again. If you don't have the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, send your number here or email me, let you get it. Out of all the laws, there's one that I admire. You have the power. You have the right to supervise the things that your children are taught. So you have that right to make a list of words to send to the institution and said, I don't want my child to know about none of these words until they are 18 years old. When we were born naturally, we were created, Almighty, Papa Almighty, Mama create something named life. Papa plant a seed when name truth. Mama give birth to the seed. Papa plant a seed, name truth. Mama give birth to the portal, to the seed when name truth. Right? The first family of this whole globe was us. We did not know nothing about what Lucifer come down here and teach you. We didn't know about hatred. We didn't know about kill. We didn't know about murder. We didn't know about revenge. We did not know about vengeance. We did not know about no sin. So we were vibrating off of the highest frequency, which is love. Feelings, love, care, nurture. Not only infants and the adolescent was being cared for, nature was being cared for. Everything. Before them come here and tell us if we eat the goat, them eat the bird, them, the boy, them lie. But the Almighty said, hunt, kill, and eat is lie. Go kill and eat. Lie. You don't have to kill nothing to eat. Babylon do that to destroy our frequency. Let me get to the point. We didn't know nothing about that until Jacob, that big-head man that we favor Star Trek, create Adamites, which is the white people then. If you are going to create some white people, right, them not going to want to feel superior to us. They don't want us to feel superior to them. A war. So the angels of the Lord was at war with Jacob not to create them. And he's still going to create them. And the Almighty said, it's 6,000 years they're going to slave on them. Saying this to say that when we grow, we know nothing about that. So can you imagine now? You have some children and all those evil words, those negative energy, you don't teach them none at all until they are 18 when they are responsible enough. What nation would that be? So all these gadgets and all these tablets that you let these children use and without restricting it with parental lock on it, you're wrong. As soon as I go through the door, they've been watching porns. And not only porns, they'll be watching all types of porns. Animals in the farms, man to man, woman to woman. The little baby can't manage that. Children cannot manage that. Because anyhow, you infect their crown at a tender age. Trouble. In fact, before the porns come, when me tell you say it's truth. When a little girl peeped and saw mama and papa making love, nature is one. It makes she feel a certain way. She see that mama and papa is enjoying something, is enjoying something. What that little girl do when she start going to school upon hearing some interviews? She go in the bathroom because you have the boy bathroom and the girl's bathroom. And when she go in the bathroom, what she do? She kiss her girlfriend. Kiss her girlfriend what? Trying to harness that same feeling that she feel when she see her mother and papa do something. She did not know it was wrong. Since as teacher make boy go to boy bathroom and girl go to girl bathroom, she's trying to experiment to find back that same feeling that she felt when she see mama and papa doing something. I heard many interviews from them. Now, when they grow up and start reading the Bible and realize that that is wrong, be like, I didn't know that was wrong. I thought it was love. So that's why I'm telling you now. If you don't have the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, you can email us. We have the email out there and also a number out there. Send it to you. And when you get it, ultimately give everyone. Make sure everyone get it. Nobody thinks our secret like a good for you and not good for others. We all protecting our rights. The so-called peace officers of this whole globe, they are trained to uphold the laws and the principle of their state. They're not responsible to know your right. You're the one need to know your right. And ultimately, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, that's the highest law in every country that protects you, higher than their law. Try know that. Try know that. And when you learn truth, attain truth, gain truth, teach it to everyone who needs to know, and who seeks to know, and who wants to know. We have to do our little part that we can. We don't have to do much. To unite this whole globe right now, we don't have to do much. It doesn't take much. Before the sun set, remember, always remember to do good, say something good, encourage someone today, give a little today. And as a matter of fact, if you have $100, put $10 aside to see the need of somebody who needs even a bottle of water, the thirst, the hunger, even to buy bread, something before this day restart. That's what I do every day. I don't let a day pass without doing something good. Can you imagine? All of us do just a little good every day. It doesn't take much. A little good. Then you will see for yourself what happened. We are responsible for everything you see. We are everything. We are everywhere. Even though we don't own things, we develop everything, or my people develop everywhere. The Adamites own nothing. I mean, they own everything. They create nothing. Tell me something that the Adamites create today that has to do anything with your basic needs. They will duplicate what we already create. Not talking about that. Even the slave master, can't say master now, even the slave devil, Zin, them claim say them have chariot or horse carrying carriage. And every afternoon, our God, which is our forefathers, have to rub down the board, the wheel, to smooth it back. You have to take off the wheel and you have to have a man chisel it. Check, check, check. For the nut. Check, check, check. For the nut. So the God just look on it and say, and size him up and dry and create something they call a wrench. What did they call that? Out of order stink. They call it a monkey wrench. And have you and me. What do mechanic and still say monkey wrench up till today? Monkey can't make wrench. And no, see that, not true. Call it God wrench after today. There's only a God. He creates things. I mean, on top of the Almighty God. That man is a God. Because you have hammer and chisel, chop, 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 and just build something and say, see it here? Disrespectful. They call it a monkey wrench. Out of order. Out of order. Don't worry, my people. It's not hard. Be proud of yourselves. Look around you. Look at this wonderful world. Look at the planes, look at the satellite dish, look at the skyscrapers, look at the sports, the entertainment, look at the high buildings, look at everything. We create that. We do it already, and we can do it again, and still we can do more. That's why I say unified power of learning, unified power of earning, unified power of wealth, unified power of teaching, unified power of reasoning, unified power of self-taught. Them can beat that? Never. No one self here, no one self. And I'm not being racist. I'm being truthful. And if you can pay attention to the social media space, then you realize even what I'm saying. We have some good white brothers and good white sisters coming out. As somebody over Zion tell me that they were watching a white pastor preaching in a full white congregation. And he was telling them, black people, they are the chosen people. They are the children of God. They were murdered, they were slaves, they were everything that you white people do. He was telling the white congregation, as I heard from the Queen Sister said that you are too racist. You must stop the racism. These people are the chosen people of the Almighty God. Uno know it. And I was like, I saw something similar to that. Just not that what Queen Sister told me. I see something closer to that. What did I tell you, sir? The Holy Spirit has no color. It has no face. It has no race. The Holy System manifests through any living thing. It could manifest through a bird, a dog, anything that has breath. That's the Almighty. Dogs save people life. Animals save people life. My most beautifulest research, you can go on YouTube and look for it. I saw a little baby girl. I will give this props. She was abandoned by her mother in the wild. I think this happens in Russia. When she was abandoned in the wild, or should I say, because the Spirit said to me, say, one day if I do really the white people and do it for purpose, to do experiment. That's what the Spirit just said a while ago. Not confirm anything, it's just what I say in my mind. It's a spirit, that's all. Not put it past them. Anyway, this little girl was grown, cared for by a pack of wolves. She behaved like the wolves, hunt like the wolves, kill and eat like the wolves. That when they found her and bring her to civilization and society, she could not adapt nothing from society. They said they bath her, they do everything to her. She get mentally ill. She's not talking, she reject everything from civilization. Can you imagine? That's nature, taking care of nature. And when they find her, when she lay down, the pack of wolves lay down right around her, protecting her. Protecting her. Protecting her. Let's protect our children. Let us empower our children for this future, for this realms. Let's help them to realize that they're not living in a fantasy world. There's no such thing as fic or friction. Everything that they see around them is reality. And everything that they see that they could ever want it to be, it's a possibility. They are the future for everything. Let them reel a truth from a tender age. Teach them the frequency and the power of words. From a tender age, it will never depart from them. More power to power, more power to the truth. Every minute, every hour, more power to power, more power to truth. Hopeful Almighty, don't let Babylon take the children them lightly, neither slightly. Google and you will see Lucifer brother named Michael, so don't even trust Mikey. You hear me telling you? All right. Pay attention to the children. Pay attention to the children here. Pay attention to the children. Because who gone already? Some of us who is an adult, they still don't want to let go of Babylon and Babylon ways. They're so used to the lies and so used to earning money off the blood and the crime and all that. even when they hear the truth and see the truth, they're scared to lose Babylon. Scared to lose a fistful of dollar. They don't want to follow. They put too much trust in the money. Money is paper. Trust in the natural, spiritual aspect of life. Trust in the natural resources. The only thing you need is a piece of land. And if water runs through the land, oh, that's crowned. Once you have water on the land or near the land, especially from the river, what you talking about, man? That's life. And that's all the children of Zion need. Eat what you grow. Talk only what you know. We need to set an example so all the little children can follow. Enough time when these children caught deep into corruption, they just want to stand in the shallow to hear you call them, or they see for themselves. That's a set of people who live in the right way. That's the way of life. Not a way of life, the way of life. What I noticed, when most of these white brothers and sisters get old, that's when all the secrets been told. All the darkness unfold. You know why? Because they want to save their soul. If we don't set the foundation, how can we open a portal for these people to seek salvation? We don't have to run down money or wealth. We build all these assets for all nations. There's nothing that they collecting publishing off of today, or that make their life, the everyday living today that they created. Show me, not one. Not even the coffee what them drink. You them talk about Irish potato? Ask them who the original Irish people was black people. What them know about Irish potato? What they know about farming? They know about wine though. Notice how they make wine. Dirty and nasty. You cannot create something for people drink worldwide and you have your dirty foot in it, but you have press wine in a brewery. You know, see, they're nasty and dirty. That's the only thing Mother said they create. They don't create the formula either. And we then get it from. Not that nasty part where they turn up. Are wicked and terrible. Nasty. Can you be sending so all I know cock up on a drink this and that, this and that and all this type of wine and things uno majestic or thing, uno noble? People germs on our drink, man. Germs on our drink. There's no way you could be creating something that to go globally, worldwide to people. Something that they're gonna drink to put in the system and you're gonna use your feet. And guess who stand up on the grape them? Guess who mash up the grape them? Women. Ladies, them have a stand up. And then you gonna go in the store now and see a little brittle bottle talking about your red wine, especially the red wine. Especially the red wine. Oh, no sense. And what the next one name? If them have red wine, why then couldn't say you have water wine, or why next one have the name white wine? Why white have it depend? White have the name white wine. What is white about the wine? Lie. No wine can white. No wine can red. See red here? They're sending you a code. They're trying to tell you that the red wine is the blood of the saints, the blood of the black people that they're giving the same black people for drink. Just be careful. Open your awareness. Don't take things lightly. You understand? Me know some Rasta Jamaica below and ganja wine or marijuana wine. Hey, that a wine. That a wine. Zin, that good for every part of you. Even the heart of you. So we don't need to drink these people wine. Let them drink them own wine, you hear? They should make that wine for their own kind. And that's the truth. That's the truth. I lay up full of might. Well, I do give thanks for the listening ears, today. And as in this realms of life, don't take on this Babylon system by yourself. Don't say you're going to continue in pain and tears. You don't have to. You don't have to rush. Generally, you don't have to rush life. Take your time. First thing you're supposed to do, seek ye first. The power of the Almighty Trinity I, and all things would be added unto you. It means if you run down nothing, you don't need run down nothing. From you seek the wisdom and knowledge and love yourself, know how to love yourself, then you're ready for the glory. And once you know to love yourself, you will know to love for others. Once you know to take care of yourself, you will know to take care of others. See no evil, speak no evil. And in this modern time, I'm going to tell you something. Don't run down great wealth. Don't run down vanity. Don't see it as an exterior formula. Anything you want in this globe comes from within. If you want wealth, create the energy that attracts wealth. See? Don't work for money, work for wealth. And wealth comes with health. It comes with the full harmony of the highest form where you can live this reality realms of life. That's true wealth. If you want wealth, create the energy that brings wealth. Creativity brings wealth. It's simple. Especially now that we're teaching you to do it in a unified manner, a unified matter, a unified form. Stop trying to face the world on your own. You're in danger. Isolation is danger. Hide your enemy in the crowd. That's parable. So don't try to face this world on your own. Don't try to face this beast on your own. That's why they do that in COVID, divide to break and take. Telling you can't even talk to you. How many rooms you have? You're not supposed to talk to each other. You're not supposed to touch each other. Because them know, sir, when we are divided, we can be fooled. When we are divided, we can be ruled. That's why we build in Zion. This whole world is a universal family. We have to have a family, inner family. As every prophecy tell you about, a seed. There's gonna be a seed of the Almighty Papaya, the Almighty Mama, the Almighty Yeshua. A seed where them can't get rid of. That seed is us. We are in this world, not of this world. In this whole wide world, there is a real world in this world that we live in it. So give eyes to one-on-one kings and queens who forward to this platform and find truth. You've been searching for truth. Welcome. Divine gratitude for no time and energy. Came to another time where we're going to close off another paragraph. See? And as usual, I'm going to sing the Zion song, It's not a closing song. Neither it's an opposing song. It's a chosen song. And I take great pleasure with great power, divine power to sing this song for the rest of my existence. I will always sing this song. And I hope one day I can teach you all the words so you can sing also. Which in a millisecond, don't have a teacher. Once you hear the song, as I said, Zion under construction now. you know, the Most High, Almighty Papa, Almighty Mama, the Almighty Trinity are preparing Zion, so we can have a place where we can assemble, you know. So when that happened, it happened. For now, we have to assemble now universal. That this is Zion, and all of you is from all over the globe. And once all of us from all over the globe can unite on this platform, that simply means there's hope. We can unite one day in a physical form. You know what I mean? So we can start that movement. As I said, next year I want to start the physical movement. We're moving now. We're just choosing now. We're moving now. Not how the public or anyone could benefit yet. Soon, next year we want to start that movement. If it happens before next year, it's up to the Almighty Trinity. As we prepare ourselves to be our sister's keeper or brother's keeper, the infant, the elders will be cared for. As I said, we're committed to this work, this work of Zion, you know, to heal, to help anyone, in fact, everyone, because there's going to be space for everything, you know, and everyone. As we humble ourselves and looking, piercing into the future with that ever-seeing eye. So prepare on ourselves. Zion awaits, you know. Ethiopia's sons and daughters.
At Bet365, we
Yeah, in a way,
our
from
incredible
Zion
same-game parlay gets
is
even
wrong.
better when you add Profit Boost. We're giving
Yeah.
you the option to
And
boost your
most
profit
can tell
by
us something still, I
30%
want to
on
really
select
look
games.
into this.
This is why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
When that day come, see? When that day come, you see, for now, I just want to help me to empower the vision. You know, a place where you can wake up every day and you can see your real family. I don't talk about sibling. A real set of people. We really love each other. We really love the Almighty. Living the way the Almighty Trinity I want us to live. Not only for our family or ourselves. Healing the world. Feeding the world. Willing to listen to the people and voice. Willing to put them on the right track. In a millisecond. What a vibration. So Zion, to me, right now, it begins within the mind. Seeing the divine design. Seeing until we have those places. Because Zion not going to be just one place, geographically. Seeing is just the same order. Because people are going forward as Zion in a Jamaica and see the principle, know the principle. So wherever them go, them live the same principle, which is the universal principle of life. You know what I mean? Ephesians 5, a crown under Ephesians 5. That's how the Almighty Papa Yahshua leave the order with which you should live. You dig what I say? So yeah, so this is the song we call it Zion Bound, you know? King Alpha Selassie, Jamaica is the crown. Let this be known. If we should go back in the world, go the show dirty Babylon, where mighty kings and queens. Summons the law of mercy, Zion. Let us back in. We are going to show the Almighty. We now let Zion go again. People, our ancestors were such a fool to ever leave Zion. Searching in churches for what was already inside. Being outside people is just our ancestors couldn't realize. Now their prayers been answered, and now we're Zion home again. We need Zion more like a heartbeat. Almighty, you're the very breath we breathe. Almighty Mama, we never go again. Almighty Yahshua, Marcus, Emperor Selassie, Emmanuel, I need you. You, divine power of love, unified harmony is There's nothing that we wouldn't do to regain this revival when Nyabinghi was true. Ancestors cry, they die, but I lie, I gave it all up, God, to reclaim and sustain this new anointing. Needs Zion more like a heartbeat. Almighty, you're the very breath we breathe. Almighty Mama, we never go again. Almighty Yeshua, Emperor Haile Selassie, I'm unwell. I need you. You need me. I'll teach you. You teach me. Perfect love, unified harmony. The Almighty, all over the gates of Zion and all the dwellings of Jacob, glorious thing was spoken of the city of Joe. Then if you're rooted in Zion and you love the conquering lion, say, oh. We honor this balance, Alpha and Omega, say, oh. We have to teach the youth them, stop Babylon and shoot them, oh. Anywhere them see I and I, we attack out the Most High. Need Zion more like a heartbeat. Almighty, you're the very breath we breathe. Almighty Mama, we never go again. Almighty Yeshua, Marcus, Emperor Selassie, I'm unwell. Need you, you need me. I'll teach you, you teach me. Perfect love, divine harmony. Emperor Selassie, Jamaica is the crown. Let this be known. Upful and mighty. Babylon can't take it lightly. Go Google it. Lucifer brother is Michael. Don't trust Mikey. You hear that? No joke. Upful and mighty. Yeah, man, divine gratitude to ones and all. You know me, I say. You have to even take time out for yourself and take time out for we, you know, so we can discuss this. You know what I mean? Because we have to be thinking futuristic nowadays. As you may say, you can't just think, oh, for tonight, dinner alone. That means you're thinking for yourself. You have to be thinking for the future, ultimately. And then we'll have this change that we really need. You know what I say? So you kings and queens, you know, take care of the daughters and the son. I'm Mr. Daughters and the son. I'm not talking about just your immediate family, you know what I mean? I'm talking an extended family, you know? You know, you can't even give a word of advice, you know, to ones and ones where you meet, you know? Yeah, man, and don't take away the truth from the ones who seek. Once they ask, give. Once they seek, show them so they can find. You know what I mean? Give thanks in the 8th Queen, ultimate love and gratitude, you know what I mean? With an attitude. You know what I mean? Divine gratitude. Feel like man sing that song again, I swear. King Alpha Selassie, Jamaica is the crown. Let this be known. Listen. If we should go back into time, would assure dirty Babylon we're kings and queens, not swines. The love, mercy, Zion, let us back in. We are going to show the Almighty Trinity, we not let this go again. Ye people, I was such a fool to ever leave Zion. Searching in churches for what was already inside. Being a sad people is just that we could not realize. Ancestors' prayers been answered, and now we're Zion home again. We need Zion more like a heartbeat. Almighty, you're the very breath we breathe. Almighty Mama, we never go again. Almighty Yeshua, Marcus, Emperor Selassie, I'm unwell. I need you, you need me. I'll teach you, you teach me. unified power of love, perfect harmony. There's nothing that we wouldn't do to regain this revival when Nyabinghi was true. Ancestors die, we cry and lie. I give it all of God to reclaim and sustain this new anointing. Needs Zion more like a heartbeat. Almighty, you're the very breath we breathe. Almighty Mama, we never go again. Almighty Yeshua, Marcus, Emperor Selassie, I'm a God. Need you need me. I'll teach you, you teach me. Divine power of love, unified harmony. The Almighty, all over the gates of the end and all the dwellings of Jacob, glorious thing was spoken of the city of Yo. Then if you're rooted in Zion and you love the conquering lion, say, oh. We are not this a balance. Alpha and Omega, say, oh. Have to teach the youth them, stop Babylon from shoot them, oh. Anywhere them see I and I, we'll be discussing the Most High. Needs Zion more like a heartbeat. Almighty, you're the very breath we breathe. Almighty Mama, we never go again. Almighty Yeshua, Emperor Haile Selassie, I'm on where you need me. Unified power of love, perfect harmony. Emperor Selassie, Jamaica is the crown. Let it be known. Salute. Love this song, man. I tell you, I choke. I tell you, name Zion bound, you know. Divine love, divine, divine gratitude, just divine power to one and all. Divine coverage, divine guidance, Divine, Yeah, man, divine, the power is yours, is also mine, I, as I always say, give thanks enough for Almighty, yet great. If you just listen to these words and don't really want you to tune in to, I will always say it. This is not the closing, this is chosen, yeah? I want you to listen. The same Almighty Trinity that creates me, creates you. And I divinely salute that true divine energy, spirit that lives within you. And I love that true divinity that lives within you more than my very soul. Do the maths. Salute.